Hallöchen. Sie will ja mal wieder was von uns. Also, dann wollen wir auch mal was von ihr. Hm. As you walk through the Mayon Pala, you see your crew waiting for you. Clear and uncomfortable to be so close to the tribe boss. Then you see kindly cheeks and flush and glowing. She already hit the bottle pretty hard. Ah, you're here. Excellent. Yes, it's good to see you. They both have expression that say later be ours. Let's get to it, shall we? Let's go it, shall we? You said you had a lead, auntie? I did, and I do. Kindly Chang takes out her PDA gently and places it on the table in front of her. The wiretap replaced and the police force has borne fruit. Her mouth breaks into a wolfish grin, her eyes takes on frail green. She appears fueled by alcohol and vengeance, a hungry beast on the hunt. My people have delivered a snippet of a record video call between the Plastikfress man and Chief Inspector Crate of the Special Duties Unit. Wow, that should be good. Should we take a seat? Unfortunately, it's only a snippet. There were some technical difficulties with the tab. She glances at Bauerwoman, notes back. The person responsible has been sacked. Chen reaches out on a lacquered fingernail, holds for the button she's looking for, and steps in Victor. There's a loud crackling noise at the beginning of the recording, followed by a screeching squeal that makes Gobbet cover their ears in pain. When the video recording begins, the man's voice sounds far away, as if he's talking to a thick pane of glass. The woman is louder, closer. Say that again. There's something wrong with this line. I said my client isn't interested in hearing more excuses, Inspector. That's what I thought you said. I'm not making excuses, miss. I have a department to run. Not for much longer if those two westerns aren't found. They are linked to this Raymond Black someone, and my client wants them out of circulation immediately. The two runners are his accomplices, to the little dwarf, to the little orc and the dwarf with the cyberdeck. Gobbet looks at Isabel wide-eyed and swallows hard. Isabel winks, back resuming. I'm aware, Inspector, thank you. We don't know how much any of them know, and my client is adamant that the risk be mitigated immediately. I've already made this the SDU highest priority. If Josephine wants more resource, I'm going to need allowance for elsewhere in the department. That is a problem that can be easier dealt with. My client wants this over now. No more excuses, no more fuck-ups, no more cops floating in the river. Canely smiles at the earth and pulls herself a shot. Tell, where are we redoubling our efforts? Very good, that Olaf, bring them to me. My client requires professional verification that the threat has been eliminated. Hang on, this line is getting worse. The sharp crackle in the recordings and Candle Cheng picks up her PDA and puts it away. With a smile, she unscrews the cup of a bottle and pours herself a shot with her flourish. That's the guy we saw in the surveillance footage. That one, the one who killed Raymond Black. She leans into the PDA. The plastic face looks a lot cooler close up. I think it's kind of pretty. The video doesn't tell us much. I mean, we already know Western APB on us. All we're sure of now is that man with the plastic face is definitely working for someone else, this Josephine. Is that all we have, Auntie? A first name? It's not just the first name, Gobbet dear. It's the first name, Josephine Sang. She's the one pulling the strings. Kinley downs a shot and slams the glass upside down on the table. That disease-riddled dogfucker. I shouldn't have known. Should have known it was her from the beginning. She drums her finger on the table in front of her, and she had nerve to call down the heat on my wires, on Nigel, on that scabrous officer I going to pay. This woman has enough power to order HPF to hunt us down. Chang makes a red hacking noise in the back of her throat and spits on the floor. She is the CEO of Chang Mechanical Service and a member of the Hong Kong Executive Council. Her face turns to a mask of the disgust. Josephine duck-fucking Chang. CEO who? What do you know about her? She was the Hong Kong Philanthropist of the Year in 2045, 54 and 55. Children's hospital, homeless shelters, food distribution shelters. Good cause and the kind that get good PR because people are too lazy and myopic to look for the real doing, the hard work, the face-to-face with the poor work. Don't be so cynical, Isabel. Auntie Shanks smiles at her. Coming face-to-face with the unsanitized for video poor is disastrous. You know that. Your face gets stony. Beyond being a CEO and a philanthropist, I also know that Josephine Tsang is a lying, conveying bitch. Sounds like you two have a history together. Whatever I gave you that impression, my sweetie. Wolf is smiling. Yes, my darling. Don't like Josephine Tsang. And I'm going to fuck up. I'm going to fuck up, but... Care to elaborate on that, Auntie? No, she picks up her bottle. So it's terpenite fumes drift. Not now, not today, but I'll be there, my darling. I'll make a party. What do you think is the connection between Josephine Tsang and the plastic-faced man? Don't know yet, but I will. He called her as client. That may be some sort of lead we can follow. Shang nods to her glance lingered at his biceps a moment before continuing. Right now, all we know is that he is her instrument, the one who killed Raymond Black. Raymond is not dead. Yes, you may have mentioned it before, Gunshaw. She smiles at him, Republic. Regardless, the plastic man is still our best lead of figuring out what's going on. I'd cut the case. What's our next step? There's nothing we can do to touch Josephine Tsang, as I hate to admit it, but the plastic-faced man is a different story. He's a third-party operative who has been careless and had life to regret it. Her little black eyes turn stony for a while. If Tsang thinks he can take out two of my runners and get away with it, I'm going to have to explain things to her. She pulls out a thin black cigarette and wants it beneath her mouth. We're going to find the plastic-faced man, and we are going to hurt him. We'll hurt him until we know everything he does, and then we'll use that to strike back at Josephine Tsang. She lights a cigar and takes a deep, deep pull. You will have your vengeance, and I will have my own satisfaction. She turns away and picks up the book. No, get out. I have the work to do. Na gut. Dann können wir ja uns mal unser Bezahlen gerade. Sailor? Moo? Three people, possibly locals, are busily hunched over a bed, discussing something beneath their breath. From the look of them, they appear to be sailors, rough-hewn clothes stained by salt, leather skin, and acute awareness of being on land. What's the feet shuffle awkward on the deck? What The whisper just within you. No, I asked Crafty and she said the same. Damn dreams spy. They think we'll lose them at sea. We're supposed to set out soon to make that delivery. What if they follow us? You see the man. I don't think the Crafty said these things is just a fact right here for now. The first step. As soon as we see dreams stop. Hey. The third step sees you and taps her hands on the arm. The setup. Our next mind saves finger on a cuffs and gets to him. The last one hints he didn't see you. But then his hands continues the threats begin. Where are you looking at, Lanny? I heard you talking about the dreams. I've had them too. You feel as you pass through the sailor. Seems anyone who comes by these parts is having them. As soon as they leave the dream stop, right, Ari, it is? They're bound to stop eventually. You sure I helps? I've had the butt on myself. I can't imagine having the same so dread unaccomplished. Doesn't matter, we're leaving soon. Plan to putting a few miles between us and the troublous water. I question both the question you ask Crafty. She wants so thanks. There was a boat with a merchant selling goods not long ago. He leave? Merchant, she says. The crook didn't so much as leave as the chased off by chain. No sales permitted. Not a big loss to the local shops have way better stuff than the small-time hustler. I don't look around. Thank you for the tip. Didn't mean to interrupt. Bla 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 bla. Warum bist du so laut, PC? Warum bist du so laut? Was ist das für eine Kugel hier? So irgendwas eingelegtes, glaube ich, oder? Wo war das? I think I can context to that thing. You know? Okay, nein, das ist nicht wichtig, das ist zu viel. Das ist auch nicht wichtig. Wo ist die Bezahlung? Go back. Claim payment. Just trying to interrupt you. A few months later, the message pops up. The client is fairly pleased with how you handle this situation. Mr. Liu has been very confident and forthcoming, doing notes my part to be the violence which you handle the opposition. The client was even willing to overlook the injuries Rooster sustained after hearing that you killed the town. Your payment is attached. Job direction, all jobs. Welcome to wish after request my. Okay, als ob ich gerade nur einen Job laufen. Okay, Kohle habe ich. Kohle habe ich sogar relativ gut, aber sonst. Wake with a start. Once again you take it in your seat. Stands this way. At first feels like it's in fact. Can't remember what your dreams were about, not precisely, but again you feel the daring sensation, the emptiness in your gut and your chest. You had trouble in your ears. Blah 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 blah. Information. For years, the Yellow Lotus and Red Waves belong to quite as we remain evenly matched. 8 of us can attack the other without being exposed to the new ones to shades us. then distract Lou intends to aim eternal forces at the Red Dragon Specific Night event. They intend to frame a white paper fan named Golden Fong. Magnet appeared that the Red Dragon have been building a with researchers for class. Two leading drone and engineer weapon resources have recently transferred from London to Hong Kong, and when the doctor sailors and were respecting a new output in Hong Kong, they remain unknown quantities. They are untrusted and therefore are constantly untrustworthy perfect targets, in other words. We'll provide the data that will make it look as if the resources were connected by a golden phone and made quite a bit of money, but good tired of the arrangements. Transfer the attached files to the dataset. The files are bundled with a warm program, which will auto-execute and inserted into their profile system. You need not bring a decker to run may be helpful. You will need to plant data in the visitor's register, the camera system in hardware and Tesla. And eventual data is to be transferred to Dr. Taylor's personal terminal. That's in and of itself will not be enough to ensure night event involvement. However, planning the data is only the first part of your task. There's a heavier touch will be required. We also need to steal the prototype laser. There's a GPS tracking device attached to it, which Lou planted deep in the Red Dragon territory. The apartment theft of the prototype by a disgruntled Triton should convince us to dispatch overwhelming powers against the Red Dragon, dealing them a vicious blow. As a note, Lou does not care what becomes of the laser weapon. If you wish, you can sell it or keep it. Feel free. I have also attached a map of your extraction route from the building. During a fascinating expansion 2052, RSA was forced to extend the founders deep into the Iceland. Drove piles through the former site of the Atlantic station, which practically collapsed the Delaware earthquake 2044. Practically, this means you can exit to the basement, directly onto the new empty airline to center. With any luck, you can be gone without anyone knowing how. Unfortunately, this route is heavily alarmed, so you will be forced to go in the front door. If you come to the front desk, you should have no problems. The facial is both an heavy office and the resident, so strange people come and go at hours is not unusual. If you are not up to fast talk, however, be prepared to shout your way in. Chapter 1. Go back. Na dann brechen wir in der nächsten Folge mal zu Ares auf. Also dann schauen wir von und tschüssi.